Hello and welcome to News Tonight. My name is Rodan Gonzi and on sign language Mugalu Mohammed. Let's take a look at our top stories for the night. Police recovers missing doctor's body. Hours left for Uganda jetliners to land. Sudan protesters cut ties with military council. While Bobby Wine to demonstrate against police brutality. And finally in sports, rally driver Edwin Kalule succumbs to motor accident injuries. Hello once again. Police have recovered the body of Catherine Agaba, a doctor who went missing in mid-April this year. Agaba's body was recovered from a septic tank in her residence in Muyenga, a suburb of Kampala. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson Patrick Onyango says the recovery followed the arrest of prime suspect Ken Rubanga Kene, a private security guard who confessed to the murder.
Murder most horrific is what befell 28-year-old Dr. Catherine Agaba, an employee of Kampala International Hospital. Agaba, who reportedly had asked for annual leave, was missing for a couple of days.
The report was reported on 16 at night by the boyfriend of the disappearance. Boyfriend and the brother at night. Immediately we swung into action, recorded statements from possible witnesses and clues where we could getting possible clues where we could get her. And we made some arrests. We first arrested some 2 doctors. They are still in custody.
On swinging into action, police landed its intelligence on a private security guard, Ken Rubanga Kene. Rubanga led the corpse to the septic tank where the body of the deceased had been dumped.
We arrested him in Pakwach yesterday, brought him back to Kampala, interrogated him, and after interrogation he confessed that he had a hand in the murder of Dr. Catherine Agaba. So today he took us we assembled a team of scenes of crime officers, and after that he took us to where he alleged that he dumped the body in a septic tank. And when we went there, we got the body, which was retrieved by fire brigade, and the family positively identified the body.
As the likelihood of murder charges looks imminent here, 2 more suspects are detained at Kabalagala police station alongside Rubanga.
In total we have 3 suspects, but the other first 2 we shall see whether they are connected to the murder or they are not connected. If they are not connected, we shall release them. If they are connected, they will definitely go to court.
Until her death, Dr. Catherine Agaba was working as a medical officer at Kampala International Hospital. She was reportedly last seen with a Ugandan doctor who practices from the United States of America. Her body has been taken to Mulago Hospital mortuary for a post-mortem as investigations continue. Henry Okrut, UBC.
If there's any...
Now, police has blocked a press conference that had been scheduled to take place at One Love Beach, Busabala, organized by Member of Parliament Chadondo East Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu on stopping his concerts. Chagulanyi, while speaking to the media at his home in Magere, said police suspected this gathering would incite the public. He has, however, announced to stage a peaceful demonstration against the force's conduct.
There was a heavy police deployment at Busabala Road heading to Bobi Wine's One Love Beach, where he had organized a concert for Easter Monday, which was stopped by police in a notice received yesterday.
Here for the injustices that have been done on Bobi Wine, on injustices that have been on Bajo and Abitex and other Ugandans. We believe in a country of fairness, in a country of betterness, in a country where everyone is equal to each other.
Gavumenti ngisaba ekintu kimu eveyo busimbalala ewandikire Bobi Wine emugambe nti Bobi Wine ekitone tulabe tokyakina era tusazeewo Tukututem Investment Authority.
He and the promoters claim they wrote to police about this 1.5 months ago, and police replied giving them requirements which they had fulfilled. Abe Mosinguzi, known as Abitex, says nothing will stop them from conducting their concerts in Lira, Gulu and Arua because when Bobi Wine gets on stage, they make money.
Bobi Wine kuda ku stage tukole sente za fesali za kusabiriza. Era nkakasaba na Uganda nti tetugenda kugwa mu maani. Nga 3 tuli Lira, nga 4 tuli Gulu, 5 tuli Arua.
Twagala Bobi Wine kuda ku stage. Bobi Wine leo tubakola tubali bafuna bumbi nga 2 n'ekitundu.
In reply, police cancelled all the planned concerts amounting to 124, which prompted Bobi Wine and group to call for a press conference at One Love Beach in Busabala, which has been blocked amidst combined security deployment. Almost an hour before Bobi Wine reached Busabala Road, his colleagues, the promoters Abitex and Bajo, had already been arrested. Police blocked Bobi Wine from proceeding to the beach and put roadblocks, which resulted into a scuffle between police, the military and residents of Busabala, who became rowdy. They threw stones at security and blocked the road with garbage sacks. Police responded with tear gas, rubber bullets and pepper water to disperse them. At the same time, broke Bobi Wine's window and sprayed pepper to get him out. He and other politicians, Alan Sewanyana, Zake and Latif Sebagala, were arrested and drove to Bobi Wine's home in Magere, where they held a press conference and announced that they were to use the law to fight for their rights. They expressed dissatisfaction with what they called police brutality.
The lawful avenue, and that is to protest against these injustices. These injustices are being melted against on us by the Uganda Police Force. We are invoking Article 29 of the Constitution, which guarantees every citizen the right to assemble and demonstrate. Sinza bwetugenzeeyo kirazo obuvumu n'obumalirivu bwetulina nti bwetuyimirira ku nsonga bwetuba tubagamba ekintu kyonna tuba tukakasa tuba tetusaagamu busaazi tuba tukitegeeza kyekyo kye tubayita ekyokwebereramu. Twebereremu tujja kubeera nga tutambulira wamu tumanyi bulungi nnyo tujja kugulamu obulamu tumanyi bulungi nnyo tujja kufuna ebisago nze tiyagansa nkubye akakanisa kankubye.
Police spokesperson Patrick Onyango has warned any group against holding unlawful demonstrations.
Honorable Chagulanyi and his team were planning to defy the directive, and we had to come in to see that the directive is in place. So we have put that in place. They have failed to fulfill the requirements that were supposed to be fulfilled.
I'm Nafka Farida reporting.
A few hours are left for the acquired brand new Uganda Airlines aircraft to enter the country's skies, with a final touchdown expected at Entebbe International Airport at about 9 Tuesday morning. The revived airliner has since taken off the delivery of the two aircraft from Bombardier been bombarded with concerns bordering on the choice of the aircraft labelled as small as a bus. Interest on the aviation industry has surged among the Ugandan population upon this development, regardless of the fact that airliners have been in operation in the country. But like for any new field, Uganda's re-entrance into the aviation industry has a lot to do with explaining the differences between the aircraft types, sizes and choices that airliners have to take in sometimes this very turbulent sector. Now, our aviation correspondent, Onyango Jackson, takes on this task to try to tone it down.
The revival of Uganda Airlines and subsequent official handover of the two aircraft by Bombardier have generated high interest of enthusiasts and pessimists alike. Sections are baffled by the size of the 76-seater CRJ 900 aircraft, a capacity compared to the Kampala Metropolitan Town Service buses. Argument is, Uganda should have gone for the large variant. Profitability drives most business setups, airliners not being exceptional with considerations to make, determining the choice of equipment. Airliners are often tied to 4 options to choose from for the commercial passenger jetliners, either from the American manufacturer Boeing, European Union manufacturer Airbus, Canadian maker Bombardier, or Embraer from Brazil. There are other manufacturers, though these are especially predominant for private jets like Gulfstream Airspace and Textron Aviation. Bombardier and Embraer are predominant manufacturers of regional airliners like the CRJ 900 Uganda Airlines receiving have a maximum flight endurance of 6 hours.
Need also to make sure that the airlines within the region, you have got a relationship. When you have a problem with your airline, they can help. So having the same equipment is extremely important. Already I see Uganda Airlines buying a different equipment, which will not augur very well with the other 3.
Operation of CRJ 900 is a new experience for Uganda Airlines. It will need your continuous support to enhance competitiveness of the CRJ 900 in Africa. Therefore, you should consider developing a maintenance and training facility in the region.
Nevertheless, Boeing and Airbus also do have medium-sized aircraft like 737 and A318, which carries 132 passengers. Regional aircraft are cost-effective through their fuel efficiency and are used by airliners to link up to major hubs. For an airliner, they are assured of the aircraft getting the passenger numbers than operating a long-haul large aircraft on a shorter route without the numbers.
Uganda Airlines is choosing this aircraft as giving us a chance to re-enter the market with a competitive aircraft that matches the modern expectations. And I trust the public and the company will enjoy this aircraft.
Kenya Airways and Rwanda Air operated Embraer and CRJ regional jets for the East Africa market and do deploy long hauls for the rest of the world. Both Airbus and Boeing have stopped production of their largest double-deck line of aircraft A380 and 747s as airliners opt for the double engine, cutting down on the fuel consumption. On the other hand, Uganda, after placing firm orders with Airbus, expects to receive the long-haul A330neo before the end of the year 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard flight 900 from Canada to Kampala. We shall be flying through Iceland to Netherlands and then France. I'm Onyango Jackson, your captain, and Samuel Sonono, the first officer.
Now, one significant highlight about the new CRJ 900 atmosphere aircraft Uganda has acquired from Bombardier is that they will be flown by capable pilots from Uganda. Shortly before takeoff in Canada, Samuel Sonono caught up with Captain Michael Atiang, Uganda Airlines chief pilot tasked with training of pilots, and they discussed aviation.
Uganda will be the first to operate the CRJ-900 jetliners from Bombardier on the African continent. Though this is a new variant in the CRJ series, the planes will be flown by Ugandan pilots. At the Bombardier headquarters in Mirabel, Canada, we caught up with Captain Mike Etiang, Uganda Airlines chief pilot. For Etiang, the sky has never been the limit, but rather is home. He has been flying for over 20 years and currently has over 12,000 flying hours.
250 hours were based on, were acquired during what they call ab initio training, which is the initial training I got from Sorority Flying School, thanks to government scholarship. And then the next 1,000 or so hours I got in general aviation, flying for a well-known local company in Entebbe. And then I got a chance to fly cargo aircraft. I was a co-pilot for about 5 years and I amassed another 3,500 hours. And then since then I've been flying the CRJ. So my hours are divided roughly 6,000 as a co-pilot and 6,000 as a captain.
His flying journey started way back at Sorority Flying School as a student, and for him it has been a turbulence-free career, literally.
Seen things from both perspectives, from the responsibility of being in that seat, which is the co-pilot seat, and the responsibility of being in this seat as the captain seat. Also as an instructor, we have had the chance to train and develop the abilities in crew in the region, in neighboring countries. And it's been an honor. It's not a job I take for granted. I'm grateful to the government, I'm grateful to colleagues and friends, all the companies that have given me a chance to grow in this career. I've had the honor to work with very intelligent, very gifted pilots.
With the revival of Uganda Airlines already taking shape, he believes the youth in Uganda should now consider careers in aviation and other related fields.
In almost every industry, and this is no exception. Uganda, we have very many talented people who deserve a fair chance, and I hope and pray that the government will provide opportunities for them. Like I said, I've benefited myself from a government scholarship, and I hope the same facilities will be there for others to come up. Aviation is a market that is needed. We're a landlocked country, and we're a country that relies on a lot of investment to help us grow. And we have a lot of community in the diaspora. So aviation is the key to the growth and sustenance of our economy. It's also an industry that needs sharp young minds as well as experienced minds.
Etiang also thrashes notions that have for long been held by many, that the country is devoid of experienced pilots capable of flying such new aircraft.
Right now we have very experienced senior captains as far as Vietnam, as far as Doha, Qatar, in America and South Africa, around the world. They're all doing their bit out there quietly, the unsung heroes of the trade. They act as our ambassadors, showing a high standards of excellence in the performance of their duties, and in time you'll get to know who they are.
There is that tag on this particular series, CRJ-900 Atmosphere. Really, take us through that. What does it entail?
Okay, the atmosphere implies a difference in design for the way the interior is designed of this aircraft. There's greater lighting by larger windows, and also mood lighting where the lights can be varied to offer different colors to match different moods of the day. The toilets, as indicated earlier, have a more spacious design, and also the gallery area, which is used for serving of onboard refreshments, also has more space, which makes it more friendly for the cabin crew.
The imminent arrival of Uganda's CRJ-900 jetliners and the availability of essential staff is a story of clear skies for Uganda Airlines. Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998. With a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda, we created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Brought to you by Stack Online has made it possible. Log on to www.stackonlinetradeshow.com or download our app from Google Play Store or Apple Store. Seek, find, trade with Stack Online.
And on the international scene, protest leaders in Sudan have said they have broken off contact with the ruling military council that replaced ousted leader Omar al-Bashir, accusing them of being remnants of Bashir's regime. Thousands of protesters gathered outside army headquarters in Khartoum for a meeting to announce the civilian council they now want to take power. The military says it is committed to handing over power and will consider a joint military-civilian council. However, protest movement spokesperson Mohammed Al-Amin said they now considered the military council an extension of the regime and vowed to escalate the protests. The crowds are still large and cheering is still emphatic, but after more than a fortnight of protests, the broad front of groups that makes up the Sudanese opposition finds itself confronted with one of the most fundamental quandaries to face a peaceful protest movement. Now, the protest leaders had been expected to announce their candidates for a civilian council to rule Sudan through a transition to full democracy. But last night, after days of expectation, they failed to do that. Heading to Sri Lanka, the death toll has risen to 290 after a wave of blasts hit churches and luxury hotels across the country on Easter Sunday. Police said 24 people had been arrested, but it is not yet known who carried out the attacks. About 500 people are injured and at least 35 foreigners are among the dead. The Easter Sunday bombings were the deadliest since the violence Sri Lanka witnessed that's at the end of the country's civil war in 2009. Late on Sunday, Sri Lankan Prime Minister said security services had been aware of information of possible attacks, but that the information had not been acted upon. The first reports of explosions came with 6 blasts reported within a small space of time. 3 churches in Negombo, Beti Kolo and Colombo were targeted during Easter services. Blasts also rocked the Sri Shangri-La, Kingsbury and Cinnamon Grand hotels in the country's capital. All the attacks were carried out by suicide bombers, according to officials. We start sports on a sad note. The Uganda motorsport fraternity was this morning hit with the sad news of the death of the reigning two-wheel drive champion Edwin Kalule. Kalule was hit by Susan Muwonge's rally car while speculating during the just concluded Masaka rally last weekend. Susan Muwonge lost control of her car and rammed into a couple of fans during the penultimate section of the rally, with many surviving but with fatal injuries in the process. Now, Kalule suffered severe injuries to his ribs during the accident. He was later rushed to Nsambia Hospital where he has spent a week fighting for his life in the intensive care unit. Kalule joined competitive rallying 4 years ago, and he secured his maiden class title with Seleka in 2018. Kalule was preparing for a rally upgrade in the National Rally Championship. His death comes 5 months after that of motorsport icon Moses Muhanji. It is on record that Uganda Motorsport Federation has always emphasized safety first at every rally event, only to fall short with accidents at such events. Now, Uganda Premier League is in its final bend with 5 games to the end of the season. Nyamityabora FC has joined Paida Black Angels among the teams that have been relegated to the big league, while Ndeje University is likely to join the SWAT. League action returns this Tuesday with 4 games to be played. 9th placed Police FC hosts Vipers Sports Club at the StarTimes Stadium in Lugogo, looking to better their position on the table. Vipers, on the other hand, look to have surrendered the 2019-20 title to KCCA FC, who topped the table on 59 points, 9 points better than the Chitende side. Ndeje University, on the other hand, are hosting KCCA FC in Ndeje, knowing that a win against the Kasasiro boys mounts pressure on Sports Club Villa, who are 13th on the table. Nyamityabora are playing for formerly hosting Toro United at Kacheka Stadium, while Maroons host Sports Club Villa at Luzira in the other tricky game on the day. If we are to go by the current statistics, URA, who play on Wednesday, have improved greatly and are currently in 3rd place, while Mbarara City are in 4th, competing on the table of men. Now, as the Tanzania Darts Open climaxes, Uganda's most fine darts players squared ties at Mamereto Hotel to book a place on the national darts team that will represent Uganda in the East African tournament due on 26th April this year in Moshi, Tanzania. Namugenyi Maria of Uganda Police shared spoils with Makanga Sara of Bank of Uganda at 8 points. Amading Dina of Prisons and Akot Helen of 291 Darts Club leader tied at 7 points in the women's tie. The men's contest, Odoi Job, Ocheng Patrick, Emomeri Andrew locked at 10 points, while Kalete, Ronaldo City, James and Passy Isaac all got 9 points. Tabaro David, Uganda Darts Association General Secretary, explained that his association is working towards selecting the ideal darts players for the upcoming event.
We also feel that our players should be able to win at the Moshi Tanzania Open. We have good players, and it's all about concentration, but like any other sport, you can't rule out luck. Sometimes you do the best you can, but the other player who has not played so well is lucky to come and win the game.
I'm on form, and I wish to see myself in the next big tournament. Right now, I will request my bosses from Bank of Uganda to kindly maybe sponsor me for the next tournament, because right now the issue is all about money.
The champion again. Yeah. So we are going to Tanzania this month. Yeah, I want to prove my data at least to the good, even I can win there, to be the champion of this year in Tanzania.
I was just so weak in finishing, because this game, it's just a lot of counting. You have to count and to know your balance very well. As for me, I'm sure I can make it again.
Let's take a look at our top stories for the night. Police recovers missing doctor's body. Hours left for Uganda jetliners to land. Sudan protesters cut ties with military council. While Bobi Wine to demonstrate against police brutality. And in sports, S-Rally driver Edwin Kalule succumbs to motor accident injuries. And that does it for tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhoda Ngonzi on Sign Language. Mugalu Muhammad. Have a lovely night.